Good evening from InvestSharp.com. It is Sunday, July the 25th, and this is Randy Smotone with your weekly watch list. So first, we've got some bullish stocks and some triangles that are isn't too much bearish out there. I want to keep in mind that, we've had a really good week last week, and a lot of stocks have traveled a long ways from the 30-day moving average. So it would be healthy if we could get some sideways action or maybe a dip to buy. So some of these have already taken off. This one's not too bad here, but just keep that in mind. And currently the futures aren't doing much of anything. The futures are hanging around. The S&P futures are hanging around 1099, 1100. So not sure what the week will bring, but you might want to keep that in mind. So first off, of course, we have Red Hat. Just broke out. Looks really good. Had good volume behind it. UPS had it, broke out of this triangle and had good earnings and sitting right there, still looks really good. Baidu breaking higher, another one that looks good. It's post earnings. I don't play earnings much myself, so I kind of like them after the earnings. So that's just my style. So the CTSH breaking out with volume looks really good. Apple, it still looks good. It's going sideways and kind of resting here, which is fine. Of course, all the Apple plays. CRUS has been super strong. OVTI actually kind of at a resistance level, so we need to wait and see what happens next if it takes out the high from Friday. Skyworks Solutions, huge breakout. Right after the earnings, and it looks really good. NetLogic, a lot of these we've already been watching, and I mean some of the same good stocks we've been watching. So NetLogic, another one that looks really good. Cree's looking really good here. Another semi. Vico does have some overhead resistance here, this previous high, so watch that, but it's got some volumes looking pretty good. Z-Linux, this thing flying higher. Another one looks good. Of course, a lot of commodities that really came to life last week. Looks real good. Vail looking good. FCX, copper was flying last week. FCX was flying along with it. Some of the steels, MTL looking strong. X looks good. AK Steel looking good. Coal stocks, WLT looks good. BTU's looking really good. ACI, CLF. Like I said, some of these would be great. We could get, some of these I'd love to, if we could just get some sideways action or buy these little dips maybe down in here. ANR's looking good. Ivanhoe still looking really good. NTAP just keeps going higher. Another one I'd love to get back around that $41 mark or so instead of where it's at right now. CMG broke out big time after earnings. Looks good. Buffalo Wild Wings just broke out above some previous highs. And it's got that gap, so I don't know if it's going to fill it or we'll see what it does from here. But China was looking bearish prior weekend. FXI is breaking higher, is looking pretty good. ONN, that's another semi, is looking good. Deere, of course, is another big breaking higher, looks good. Another one is way off. 30 is way down here. I mean, you'd love to be able to pick this up on a dip. Kind of get your list ready. Maybe we'll get a dip to buy. CAVM. We've been watching this one a long time, and it hung around here for a while. Finally had a huge move higher. Volterra Semi. Some of these have earnings. I think this one has earnings. I don't remember. It's in a day or two. But so check out earnings on some of these if you're considering getting them. Green Mountain still is looking really good. Price lines one of these. I'd like to see pull back a little bit here back towards the 30 or go sideways so the 30 can catch up with it. FFIV, huge breakout. Superior Energy Service, as long as it holds that trend line, you can play it. Just stay long it. OHI, one we've watched for a long time. POT, some of the fertilizers have been looking good. CF, another tech, another big breakout on Aruba Networks. GBX. It's had really good volume. It's kind of resting here as long as it can hold. You know, it's so far the 30 is holding it around that 13 level. So, you know, as long as it holds there, it's fine. Broadcom still looks good. Medifast has been doing really well. Interoil has been looking strong. Tata Motors has been looking good. Apache, big move. Post earnings, it does have resistance right there. I'd love to see it take that out. NZ, huge breakout on Friday. You can see, I mean, there's a lot of bullish a lot of bullish movement going on, and really, like I said, you know, a nice dip to buy or some sideways action would be good, because a lot of these are really, you know, another one, PCP, big break, double bottom scenario here, you know, here and here, broke out, and again, good earnings. Westport Innovations, another one we've been watching. Another one we've been watching. Big move higher on Friday. Of course, Bucyrus, another one that's, you know, taken off, and you know, I'd love to see some of these come in a little. Joy Global, TCK, it looking really good above the downtrend line. It hasn't ran away too far yet, and it looks like it could be setting up for a double bottom. So keep your eye on this. Tech Resources. Now for some triangles. Cypress, semi. So we need to watch for triangles are more neutral. It can break down or break up. We did have earnings though, and looks like probably watch for a break to the upside there. Akamai actually broke out above the downtrend line on Friday. Still looking good. BEXP, some decent volume coming in. I'd like to see it, you know, possibly buy it over Friday's high, but it's right around that resistance area depending on how you draw the line. Railroad, CSX, another triangle. That one's looking good. Watch for breakout higher. FedEx had some good good volume. Looks like it could break and go higher. Win is around some resistance. I'd like to see it break out over Friday's high with some volume. Push it higher. Caterpillar looks good. It's already actually broke out of its triangle. ACN had good earnings. See the big gap on the earnings, and it went higher Friday and broke out of the triangle. CMI, nice longer term ascending triangle here on Cummings. I don't know when the earnings is here. It's not showing up on a chart. I have to go look it up, but like it over Friday's high with some nice volume pushing it higher. FNSR, big breakout Friday. Whole Foods Market at resistance, so it needs to break out over Friday's high and push higher with some volume. America Mobile, you know, it actually already broke out and it started pulling back, and you know, here on and then it actually, as long as it can hold this trend line here, so it closed Friday at 51.17. You know, it needs to stay up here, so you want to keep an eye on that one. I don't know which way it's going, but probably depends on the market, but it's looking pretty strong right now, and it's trying to hold that trend line. Honeywell already broke out of its triangle, but it still looks good. NSC just broke out Friday of its triangle. Look at all the volume in Norfolk Southern here and here. Nice volume. Definitely institutions are after it. Union Pacific at resistance. Another nice move here on earnings, and a double bottom situation could be setting up here. Takes out this prior high here. Looks good. And did I already cover this one? Looks familiar. I think I did. ARBA. Ariba. Oh yeah, two different stocks. Oh well, nice breakout of the triangle already, but it hadn't run away yet, so it still looks good. It's got some good volume behind it. So that is really all I have, and we'll see what this week's brings. Like I said, I'd really like to see the whole market either do some sideways action for a few days, or possibly give us a dip to buy or something, because some of these have some of them are good setups still, but a lot of the really strong stocks that have a lot of momentum have already, they're a long way from their 30-day moving average, and risk is kind of high to try to buy them here. All right, so thanks for watching, and I'll be back with you tomorrow during the daily market analysis or on the main blog of the website. Thanks.